What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 12 of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm your host, Randy Salinas, joined by my brother, Junior Salinas, and of course, as always, Mr. Chris Bustos, the mad scientist behind the scenes, our amazing producer. We do have a little bit of stuff we're going to go over with, talk about cook-off related from our last cook-off we did. So let's just get the ball rolling.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go over the last episode. As always, we announced we hit all 50 states. We talked about cooking on a budget. If you want to have a cookout or you want to invite people over, but yet, the funds are low. We talked about some stuff like that. We talked about his experience in a cook-off in Oklahoma. We had Mr. George Cano Jr. From what is it? GC?
Yeah, GC Seasonings.
GC Seasonings. And he's a chef as well. So he was kind of giving us a lot of tips on everything from there. We also did a little NFL talk along with just some other talk as well. I'm sure we'll dive into the NFL talk as we were posing some questions out there as we get ready here for episode 12. But let's get it going. Let's start with with our sponsors. Shout out to them.
So our sponsors are, as always, Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Homegrown Barbecue, and Brothers Keepers Smokers. Very fresh. That's what we use as our pork ingredient for our competitions, our catering wise. We roll with Very Fresh, only the best. Thermopro, and of course, Mad Cow Cutlery for all of our knife needs.
There it is. Big time shout out. Let's jump right into this episode. And of course, the one part that we always love to do it is our small business shout out. You got one?
Yeah, so my small business shout out is going to be Texas Barbecue Depot in New Braunfels. They are remodeling the shop, but he does have our stuff along with a lot of amazing other products from, Lucky Charm Barbecue, Cosmos Q, Meat Church, you name it, he's got it in the store. He also started selling his own drum smokers called Badass Drums with a Z. So check him out, Texas Barbecue Depot, and he can ship anywhere you want. Just go to Texas Barbecue Depot LLC.com.
All right, there you have it. I actually will kind of go into one, but I really don't have one other than the question that has been asked. And that is, where are we located? What stores are we in? That's my small business shout out to all those stores that have been helping us out, putting our sauce, putting our rubs in there, selling those big, getting those started at our product locations. I think the first one that we had was Chart 380 up here in McKinney, and from there it's kind of just spread off and it's gone everywhere. So a big shout out to all of those stores that we're located in, from Chart 380, Joe's Meat Market, the barbecue store down in Hempstead, Lakeside Urban Grocery, Texas Barbecue Depot Grill, the Van Alstyne True Value Hardware. You want to get the rest, Randy?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Papio Joe Grilling Supplies, Joe Ham's Butcher Shop, Stone Aces Hardware, and then we have Outdoor Grill Sales in Joshua, so check them out. And then, of course, Outdoor Grills in Weatherford. And last but not least, Randy?
I don't know which one you left. Did you leave off one?
Majex, is that it?
Mashak, yeah, Mashak's Meat Market.
I was trying to get you to mispronounce that. I didn't want to mispronounce it. But a big shout out to them. If you don't know where to find them, go to bigsalinasbarbecue.com. And then click on under buy our products. There's the in-store locations, and you can get the address and put that in there and go check them out. They'll find all those. If you need any kind of help or anything with any one of those locations, definitely go hit them up, and they'll get you pointed in the right direction, and we can get that sauce. So that's my small business, is all these small businesses that are helping us grow our brand and our business for today. So we were at a event. We were at the Terrell Jubilee, something we went to in the past, um, and it was a good success. But the question I want to know: when did you get the RV out?
We got it out on Monday.
You were able to get that out okay? Did that he
Mhm.
get stuck?
Uh, no, he did spin the tires there. It was still kind of muddy.
Uh,
We were the last one of the last two left in there. Um, it wasn't as bad, but it was still kind of muddy when we left. Um, but we were able to get it out um, and got it back. So we are everything is back home where it needs to be.
that's awesome. It was really, really muddy, but and the weather was kind of crazy. It was kind of cold, and then it went to warm, and then it went heated up from there. But overall, tell how did the cook off go?
So we got what 10th place in brisket out of 64 teams, and then third place beans. Um, Not sure how many turned in the beans. And then ribs, we made the second round out of three. So we're close to making the final table. Chicken, I don't know what they wanted with the chicken, to be honest. But
That's
everything we turned in was good. I don't know about the beans because I didn't try the beans.
Oh, the beans was off the chain. I did the beans. Me and mom and dad, we tag team those beans. I know you said, "Hey, y'all do the beans. I'm not going to worry about. I got enough to worry about." So we kind of did those, the beans, and good turnout. Like I said, we don't know the official no. We know we're at least third out of 10 at the very least. So we won some money back on that. The brisket was definitely on point. The ribs were on point. And the chicken, to me, was, I think, one of the best chickens you've ever done. I don't know what they were looking for, but it just goes to show you, when it comes to the judges, you don't know what they're looking for. We might have got that judge that wanted spice and we didn't put enough spice, or they didn't want sweet and we did sweet. So I think that's the key, is just to say, hey, to love what you turned in. I think we loved it. But overall, what was just like, were you happy? Were you content saying, okay, this is what we turned in, I'm happy with it? Or are you looking to make some changes moving forward for the next competition?
No, yeah, I was happy with everything we turned in except for the brisket. Um, the brisket was good, so it wasn't anything I was unsatisfied with the taste wise. It was the fat on the bottom stuck to the pan, so it got all the au jus evaporated on me. But that's my fault for not paying attention to it. Uh, but I mean, you're able to turn in 9 slices and get them in there and get perfect tenderness, perfect taste, without no au jus and get tenth. That's a win in my book. But everything else,
Absolutely.
flavor wise, is it's going to um, stay there. I think on the way back, I was talking to Mason and said maybe uh, add a little more heat to the chicken and ribs, maybe. But that's just small change we can play around with to see.
I was looking at some stuff and it said the bite through skin. Like, I guess the skin is real crispy. Is that something you've ever looked at? Keeping the same juice and tenderness that you have with the chicken, but making that skin just a little bit more of a bite through. Is that something you've thought about doing, maybe, or maybe experimenting at the house about?
We You can't really do it with IBCA or Lone Star or CBA because you're not binding through it. You're just cutting it with a plastic knife and fork. So,
Uh,
and what one head judge did say is, and these are his exact words, not mine. So, any ladies listening, do not get mad at me.
oh,
But
oh.
his exact words were, if you have a table with a woman on it and she gets it, 9 out of 10 times they don't want to taste the skin, so they're going to pull it back and taste just the meat itself. Um, and if that's the case, then you're basically all your hard work for that skin is gone. Now, if they go to cut the skin, and all the skin pulls off, well, then no one else gets any skin. They're just getting just the meat. So you have to play around getting all the flavor into the breast and the thigh and the leg, just in case. Um, but you never know what those judges are looking for. Especially, you said with the women, those are the hardest ones to please on it. But if it's with all guys, you can go a little, you know, heavier on the sauce. You can go a little bit spicier. But with the women, you kind of have to dial it back.
But it may not be all women. So out there, like you said, that's
Mhm.
coming from a judge. So don't send him hate mail or anything. But I know there's some women that like heat, and there's some guys that like heat that don't
Yeah.
like heat. So it can be. And like you said, if you're out there and you're doing it, I know we had Derek out there with us, and he was learning and he's getting he learned a valuable lesson because he loved what we turned in, but when it doesn't get called and you're mad and upset, you can't be upset. It's just like, hey, did you turn it in too soon or too late? And we tried a different tactic. I think the tactic worked to a little bit. Maybe we just kind of play with that a little bit, trying to get that right table, trying to get surrounded by just not in there with some of the people that we've competed against. But we did know somebody out there. I told him I'd give him a shout out for it on the podcast. And that was We Them Boys Barbecue taking home the grand champion. They absolutely killed it out there at the Jubilee. Was it ninth in chicken, second in ribs, and second place in brisket. I think that's in the last 6 ones, that's their fourth grand champion, and they've had one reserve, minus the one in Oklahoma that you went to. Was the only time they haven't brought home big time hardware in the last time. But so just a little tip of the cap to them, and keep up the good work for them. And that just shows what kind of thing you're out there, because we were next to a bunch of people. You talk to a bunch of different people out there, and you get to know them, and then they become kind of like family to you. So you wish them well as well. But and hopefully they continue doing good things to them. But any other final thoughts on the Jubilee?
Yeah, I mean, it was a great cook-off. I love going there. And of course, like you said, shout out to Rick and Weedham Boys Barbecue. Also, shout out to the reserve grand champion, Benny Koger, with short rib barbecue. He finished, I think, first place rib and first place brisket. Um, or no, yeah, something like that. Um,
Yeah.
what did he finish? Let me see. First place chicken and first
I
place
don't.
rib. So him and Rick
Yeah.
had a tie, but since Rick got second in brisket, that's the tiebreaker in IBCA. So he took first, and Benny took second. And then, of course, James Dodson with Limp Brisket Barbecue uh, took third overall. Let me see, fourth
Third or
overall.
fourth, yeah.
And then
Fourth.
Justin West with Hat Creek QU / Short Rib Drum Smokers took eighth overall.
And this one here with 64 teams to come out the way we came out, even with us. And that's the thing with the brisket. Yeah, that's the key. That's the money category. That's the one you want to be good at. So if you do good in chicken and ribs, and then you're not so good in ribs, you can have a not so you're still excited, but may not be the best day. But when you bring home, like I know you were upset because chicken one worked out, ribs worked out, and actually said here, ladies and gentlemen, that he probably won't come away with nothing. And then he came away with that 10th place brisket thing, and he was ecstatic. You should have seen his face. He loved it because that's the money category, to come out with all those teams. And some of those teams that were doing the local division and the pit division, to come out 10th place with all those teams is it's a great accomplishment. So we definitely tip our hat to you, Randy, because you worked hard on it, you and Mason, getting it ready. So, all the winners out there, like I said, it's a great thing to come out there when you have that many teams and that many good cooks, because that's a big one. That's a state one. Don't they go to like Kansas City, or they almost qualify for a big one like that or something like
Yeah.
that?
So the overall winner gets invited to the American Royal, which is in Kansas City, Missouri, uh, which Rick has already gotten it 4 times now. Um, so I mean, it doesn't. Once you get invited once, that's it.
We need to steal one of his invites.
Now he is 3 away from getting an automatic bid to the Jack, which is another big one, which is in where is it? I want to say Lynchburg, Tennessee, where the Jack Daniels
Where
distillery
Jack
is.
Daniels is at?
Um,
Let's see. Uh, you could be right, but I know, like I said, that's a huge thing to go to the American Royal. That's. I mean, that you win first there. That's what, like a world championship. That's like winning the World Series or, the Super Bowl or something like that. That's where you want to be. One of those two. And compete in that. And it's just an honor to be there. And for him to have his place secure, we kind of tip our hat to him for sure. But
yeah.
Where's that Jack's one? It's where?
Yeah, so in Lynchburg, Tennessee, it's called the Jack, is what everyone refers to. And with that one, since their thing is 7, when you get 7 grand championships, you get an automatic bid. Without 7, basically the way they do it is they put your name in the hat, how many times you won. So right now, Rick gets his name put in 4 times. So he could get very well picked to go there. I know everyone here in Texas would love for him to go, especially Region 1 in IBCA. That'd be kind of cool to actually know someone on a personal level that goes there and competes at that.
Absolutely. That would just be ecstatic. I mean, we would have to root for him and his whole crew. They do great work. And doing their job, doing his thing right now. And so hopefully he keeps it up and he can go and represent Texas. And I know he'll represent us very well. So we tip our hat to him. Now, you talked about at the cook-off potentially getting another drum. You just feel you need one more to kind of better yourself so that way you have your temperature. Is that something you're still looking to do, or what are we at on that front? What was that? I can't hear you.
I already ordered it, so
Okay.
it should be here in a couple of weeks. I ordered it the same day.
Gotcha. So awesome. So we have a new drum. Have you named it? I mean, you named Dorothy, the big old beast out the back. Have you named your drums? Have you gone that far?
I have not.
I don't blame you, but we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. Do we have any upcoming events or upcoming things?
Competition wise, I'm not sure. Um, right now, May, June, July, and August is where we do our catering. So a couple of weeks I'll be doing a catering for someone. Um, Hopefully we can get back out there to the competition trail. There's several in Houston that I want to do with CBA. That sound kind of fun. Um, and then there's one in July that I want to do too. So, but we will see what the cards hold.
I heard about that one in July, right around July 4th out in Stephenville, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That would be fun. We count me in on that. I could always take a day off from work. But we'll see. Like I said, keep an eye and check us out on social media. If you don't like us, go like us on all the social media platforms. Go check us out on the website as well. We will update it so that way you can be out there and know where we're going to be. And then that day you can come have a drink with us and kind of ask your questions. If you have questions, buy some sauce, some rubs, or whatever you need to buy from there. So let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with a little bit more barbecue talk.
I'm not doing anything close to the TJ time.
I do want to know what you think about.
I don't want to steal your thunder, Troy. Troy time is Troy time.
Troy time is time. Yeah, that is true. It is it's essential to the show. But so tell us where you've been. Let's tell us where you've been. I feel you. Tell us where you've been, and then we'll get into a little bit that European.
Just start. You've been working. Man. Okay, so what do we think about?
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the end of it.
True that.
Been working. Off.
7 days a week.
European Super League. It's over. There's actually not anything to talk about anymore. Over.
What do you mean? They're not going to do it?
Explain it to me. Explain what was happening.
What was happening?
So 12 of Europe's top clubs announced on Sunday.
Man City was part of it.
That they were launching a breakaway Super League headed by Real Madrid president Florentino Perez. AC Milan, Arsenal, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, Barcelona. International, whatever, Juventus, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Real Madrid, and Tottenham Hotspur have all joined as founding clubs. And
I think it's funny that you're Latino and you struggle the most on the Spanish.
No, okay, Internacional.
Okay. That's Italian.
There you go.
International.
Yeah, that one.
So, but they're out now because Man City opted out.
They're out of the European Club Associate, the ECA.
Chelsea and Man City have both backed out.
Oh, they did it? Yeah. Okay, so they got some pressure from the ECA?
As of today, they
granted. Yeah. Welcome back, everyone. This one, we're going to talk some restaurant-style barbecue. I know Junior went to a restaurant in Fort Worth, barbecue restaurant. You want to tell us about that?
Absolutely. We were out in Fort Worth a couple weeks ago, me and my wife, and eating out there with some friends and family, and it was a great time. We were out at Dane's Craft Barbecue, located at 2735 West 5th Street in Fort Worth, Texas. So go check him out. You got to go early because he kind of does almost like Franklin's. He makes enough to serve, and when he runs out, he runs out. So if you go too late, you might be stuck with just a sandwich, but he has all kinds of stuff out there. We tried the brisket, the ribs, and the sausage. The sausage is homemade, so he makes his own sausage. And then we had it's what they're called Frito pie beans. And it looks like a Frito pie, but there's no chips in it. So it's everything minus the little chips on it. And then we tried some mac and cheese. Absolutely delicious. I'm trying to see if I had a photo of what we had, but it's absolutely delicious. Go out there, check him out. It's worth it. It's one of those now, they do a very COVID thing. You order, you go sit down, somebody calls your name, they bring it out. You go get your plate, your fork. So, but the man himself's walking around, he's talking to you. He asks how you liked it, if you didn't like it. You can go out there, get cold beers. They're not going to rush you out. So it's very, very good. He's out there on social media as well. If you want to check him out, Dane'sCraftBarbecue.com, or you can go to Dane's Craft Barbecue here on Facebook, where I'm looking at. Definitely want to check it out. Like I said, the sausage was very good. It was just a cheddar sausage that he makes. Was really good. The brisket was super tender, very good. The ribs were good, very good ribs. They didn't fall off the bone. You could bite into them and then have your bites and stuff like that. I think the highlight for me though was the beans. It had a little sour cream. I mean, Chelsea ate it up. The mac and cheese had the little macaroni on top. You know how that is, Randy, and it just was really good. So that's the last one I've been to, and then of course we had our barbecue last weekend. So it's been a barbecue the last couple of weekends, but it's been awesome. So what have you been in any places lately that you've seen or tried? Or
I haven't been in any lately. This weekend I may take Mason to a barbecue joint just to try it out. But the ones I did see, well, real quick before I get into it, just want to wish a happy birthday to the Queen of Barbecue, Tootsie.
Oh yeah,
Smells
Tootsie.
Barbecue. turned 86.
Wow.
So we'll have to make our way out there to see, check that out
For sure.
for sure.
Have you seen that little special they did on it? It's a little on Netflix. If you haven't, go check it out. The woman is amazing. The fact that she checks those big old, you imagine checking your grills or your pits just by your hand and knowing, oh no, it's too short, it's not hot enough or something like that. It's just, to know it is one of those things. So and know what you're doing and know the heat and stuff. So she's amazing. So definitely, if you're there, go check it out. But get there early, from what I hear.
Yeah, because it's open at 8 o'clock, but it sells out. I heard like 11 or 12 o'clock it sells out.
Yeah, Derek went one time. They said they got there at 8. They ate at 12. There was still a little food, but they ate at 12. So they waited 4 hours to eat there. But so it's like you said, you're gonna have to go early if you go.
Yeah. So it's basically like a Franklin's barbecue trip. We're gonna go early, grab some lawn chairs, and just hang out and shoot the shit.
Basically, is what it is for sure. You definitely will shoot the shit there for sure. But I want to kind of see here. Trying to see if I don't mess it up in the process. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
For those, so you can see this one where this is what I had at Dane's. You can see our mac and cheese had the little crumble with the stuff. That was the pinto bean stuff. So this is kind of what it looked like. This was like a Texan special or something like that. Very good price. Very reasonable. Of course, like I said, you get brisket, I gotta have the fat person. I don't want no lean size on it. I need to have that fat in there. So that's just me. Everybody's different. So don't beat me up on it. But I think that's the best. That's the only way to have it for me. If you ask me, but definitely go check them out. And like you said, if you have other ones that you want to share with us, let us know. But where are you thinking of taking Mason this weekend?
Either probably Dane's or Hurtado's Barbecue in Arlington.
Nice.
Just to kind of check that one out. I hear Hurtado's got he runs different specials like each week or each month on his sausage. Like everything's different, from like Frito pie sausage to like chorizo and egg sausage. Different stuff he does. It's not mainly, it's barbecue, but it's like Tex-Mex barbecue. So he calls it Mexicu. So either one of those two, you just go check it out and see.
Definitely, we're expecting a review when you definitely shout out again to Mason. He helps us out a tremendous amount from there. Chris, have you been in any barbecue places lately? Cool. He may not be paying attention. Let's see what other I know. Did they ever open Hutchins back up?
The one in McKinney, they have not opened back up yet. I think it's still under construction, I guess. I'm not sure what's going on with it, because every time I drive by, nobody's there, and its sign still says closed for fire or due to.
I wonder if they've just. I know they have one in Frisco. I wonder if the one in Frisco is just keeping them afloat, or I know they said they were still going to pay everybody. So hats off to them. But when you're talking, we haven't been to Snow's. We need to go check out Franklin's again. Is there any other barbecue spot? We know we want to go to Snow's barbecue that you say, hey, I want to go try this barbecue.
Terry Black's here in Dallas. Derek Allen's, and there's another Derek Allen's in Fort Worth. His brisket though is Wagyu brisket.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, you are going to pay more money for it. But I hear it's really good. I And then I would love to sometime venture to Memphis or North Carolina and check out their stuff just to see.
Absolutely, we need to do a trip like that out to Tennessee or North Carolina, stuff like that. Checking out the other people's barbecue. Now let's go. Somebody asked me this question, and I just told them I didn't like it. It was a personal question. It was a personal response, and I think I was trying to be the nicest way possible to them. But they asked me, why did I not like Spring Creek barbecue? Randy, why do you not like Spring Creek barbecue? Can you give a better answer than me?
I mean, to me, there's no flavor in it. When I think of a restaurant style barbecue, I want to smell smoke. I don't want to see firewood in the front of a restaurant and drive by 2 days later and the same stack be sitting there. When you drive by, someone's house, you smell that smoke, hey, that barbecue smells good. Um, so that's what I think of. Their barbecue to me has no flavor. And the last time I went, it was dry. We had it at work, when we both worked at Ally. Um, the brisket there was, okay. Some of the chicken for a lot of the people there was undercooked. So that kind of leaves you with a bad taste in your mouth, um, and kind of makes you want to never go back. Um, but I mean, it's all about preference. I mean, if you love not having a lot of smoke, then that's the way to go. Some some restaurants will have too much smoke, some don't wrap. Uh, but like I said, when I go to a restaurant, I want to smell that smoke of a barbecue pit and know that it's uh, wood. Now, some of them that are doing the old hickory ones and still using wood, but there's basically like having a pellet smoker, so you can just set it and forget it. But you can still smell that smoke in the restaurant, and as you drive by. Um, but that's just the way I look at it.
Can understand that. I mean, that's my thing as well, is having that taste, having that flavor, and when you don't have it, it's there. I mean, I know we get criticized that, oh, well, you do it on a professional level, so you're a barbecue snob, so to speak. That Chelsea likes to call us, and this and that we're these actual. But no, I mean, we've had some small ones, some different places that we find good, and like, hey, okay, this is good. Now, are we gonna? We will admit when somebody is better than us, and we will give them their credit and where credit is due. So, and if it's not, we're definitely going to give you our opinion on it. So, if there is a place y'all want us to try, or want us to say, hey, give us a shout out, or give this place a try, they're good, or you have a review for them, let us know, and we will pass it on here. I was just kind of glancing through some of the Texas monthly listings here of places, and there's quite a few places I'm seeing that unfortunately looks like COVID has kind of met their match on it. Stillwater Barbecue unfortunately had to close. Franklin's is doing well, but they're 24/7. They're always busy, but they're always working, and they've now, I think a lot of places have gone into selling their meat online and shipping it. Is that ever something you've looked at?
It's a pain in the butt to do it. As I've told you before, I mean, you have to cook it, freeze it. You have to buy the ice packs to freeze it. You have to buy the basically like a cooler to put in the box to keep it cold. And then, of course, you got to put a box on the outside, wrap it, label. You're not paying for shipping. You can't ship it to the post office. You're going to ship it FedEx or UPS. And shipping on that's going to be expensive because you're paying for basically overnight delivery or 2-day delivery.
Hmm.
So it's not worth it to ship it to somebody. But I mean, if someone wants to ship it themselves, hey, we'll cook it all day for you. I've had customers that do that. I tell them, we can do it, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg to do it. It's not me. I'm going to charge you what it's going to cost me to ship it and for all the materials.
Absolutely. I know that's something, like I said, people have tried, we've talked about, but I think you're right. It's just one of those that it might be a little too expensive. Might be easier to do one of those. We send it to you. We'll potentially maybe season it, put our stuff on it, shrink it, wrap it, of course, or heat sink that close, and then ship it to you and let you grill it and go to town on it. But there's a lot of places. Like I said, I'm looking here on this list, and the top 50, there's a lot of barbecue spots I would love to try and give it a shot. So in this list, just here in the local area, like it says Dallas Fort Worth / East Texas. So some of these could be like the barbecue on the Brazos, that's going to be out there. Bodacious Barbecue, Forties Barbecue. We've talked about Hutchins, how they're real popular, and we've ate there before, and they're not bad. One that's local that we've never tried, Lockhart's Smokehouse. Have you tried them or heard anything about them?
I heard it's good. I haven't tried it yet. I've tried Pecan Lodge, but not Lockhart.
What did you think of them? Because they're right under them. This is in no particular order. They don't have it ranked. I can't find that list.
Pecan Lodge was good. It's just you're waiting in line for it. But I mean, the barbecue was good. I would go back and eat there again.
Absolutely. And then looks like Stanley's Famous Barbecue Pit and Top 5 Barbecue, Harris Barbecue. Like I said, these are just ones that are kind of local to right around us, East Texas. You can, like I said, definitely venture off to the San Antonio, Austin area for Snows, or I know Terry Black's, there is one in Dallas. I've heard amazing things on it. So people from Kansas City, from their place, loved it. So recommended it. We got to check them out. Of course, you can't go wrong with Franklin's. That's one of my favorites. I love it. So hopefully we can go check. Y'all can go check those out. There's plenty of them out there. Definitely go check them out as we do move forward with those. And of course, Dane's out there in Fort Worth, very good. He has been interviewed by Texas Monthly, so I think you may see him on there. And it's just like a little food truck. So don't go out there thinking you're getting this big old restaurant. It's out in there, the elements a little bit, but they have an inside, and it's just basically he's got his big old smokers on the side, and then his truck right there where he sells out of, which we've seen at plenty of competition. So definitely give him a shout out, check him out. And if you have anything else, let us know. But we will get into this here. Let's circle back around here. I wanted to kind of, Randy, if you could go ahead and bring it up for us real quick, and we'll do it again. Those locations that sell our sauce. Like I said, I want to really kind of highlight that throughout this whole show. We're going to do it each one, because without them, we wouldn't have the name the big as we are. We thank them for their support and helping us out by selling our products in their stores. Of course, you can go online and buy it directly from us, but if you're in the area, don't want to pay the shipping costs, and you want it right away, you want it faster, definitely go and do that. So we will have those locations up here in just a few moments. But like I said, definitely check it out. It all started with Chard 380, and it's went from there. So as we look at
and if you've seen this screen, if you're on YouTube and you've seen the screen before, you kind of notice maybe there's something new right there that I'm gonna get to here in a second. That not even Junior knows.
Wait a minute! Breaking news!
It's Chard 380, Joe's Meat Market in Roy City. Outdoor Grill Sales in Weatherford, Moss Shack's Meat Market in Conroe, the Barbecue Store in Hempstead, which does ship online. So if you want to buy all of our stuff, along with accessories or different rubs, from Holy Smoke, Lucky Charms Barbecue, whoever, Cosmos, you can go there and order it and get it, save you on shipping.
Hang on right there on the barbecue store. Like them on Facebook too. They do giveaways. They do drawings all the time. We've entered in some. We haven't been lucky enough to win. So even if you're here, they do get drawings and stuff for grills. Just about every time they do it, you're gonna find our sauce in it. They're only gonna put the best. So check them out as well in that regards too. But if you want to try to get another grill or get something new, you definitely can maybe win one and not have to spend the money to buy it. Go for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Jose's Hams Butcher Shop, um, Outdoor Grill Sales in Joshua. So that one has 2 stores. Lakeside Urban Grocery in Flower Mounds has just our sauce. Texas Barbecue Depot. Again, of course, Texas Barbecue Depot LLC.com. You can do the same thing you do at the barbecue store. Buy everything that you want. Save on shipping. That one's in New Braunfels. Stone Ace Hardware in Casa View in Dallas, Texas. Van Austin True Value in Van Austin. Papo Joe's Grilling Supplies in Azle, Texas. And then, like I said, down here at the very bottom in the Corpus Christi area, brand new store, South Texas Barbecue Emporium. You can go to southtexasbarbecueemporium.com. So when this episode airs, they will have everything for you. Both of our sauces. Right now, we are working on getting the rubs to them. And there are some other stores that I'm currently working on. And I'll drop those names once we get those in those stores. So follow us on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date on the latest stores. And of course, if there's a store you shop at or you want to see us in, let us know. I will say this: if it is a Kroger or grocery store, you can put it in there. I can tell you right now from experience, that is not in the cards for us right now, just because it's too much hassle in uh, getting a distributor to be willing to pay the price that we want them to pay and not try to wiggle their way down to we're not making enough money off of it. At that point, it's not worth it. But that we're not. I'm not saying that's never going to happen because it could happen. But as of right now, it's 99% probably not going to happen. To be honest, but you never know.
Never know, but keep them coming. Like I said, like he's saying, just keep it coming. We have to find the right. It has to be the right partnership. We're just not looking for, okay, here's a store, go put it in. We want to develop a partnership with these stores. Like I said, we've been to cookoffs and the barbecue store was there selling our product. Randy chose not to sell sauce there and send them to the barbecue store because we didn't want to step on their toes. And vice versa. If we would have said we were selling it first, they would have done the same thing and left us out because in the end, they don't want to step on our toes. We don't want to step on their toes. And it is forming a partnership for them to make money, us to make money, of course. But like I said, we want to have that good partnership where we're just not doing it right now. We're doing it for the future. And we're going to help build their business because their business is a small business and we want to help them out. Not that we wouldn't love to be in Kroger or Central Market or United or all those nice ones. I mean, that's ultimately the goal. So when you walk into a grocery store, we're there, but we're not there yet. We got to find that right distributor. We're not even the distributor, the right person to make it. That's going to allow us to do it at the right cost and everything. So, but we'll, like I said, keep those coming. I love those. I saw those in there and I love that because people are like, hey, put it in this store. It's right by my house. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But if it's a barbecue store, by all means, say, hey, let us know. Let one of us know and we will get to it and we will see what we can do to help you out and get those in there for sure.
Or even better, just go to the stores and ask them, hey, do y'all have that Big Salinas barbecue sauce or rubs? I can tell you when a store keep telling a store, whether it's our product or whoever's product that you see that you love, when you get customers in there to keep asking for it, they're going to eventually bite the bullet and call or message that company and say, "Hey, what's your price for it? And I need I need this and that." So just go to them and ask them, and of course, just let us know, or just go to them and tell them, and then when it comes in, and say, "Hey, yeah, I went and talked to them for y'all," whatever.
Absolutely. That's a good tip right there, because if they are if you're already requesting it, they're going to want to make their customers happy. They want you to come back in to their store and buy it and not buy it from us online, which is exactly what we want at the end of the day. So not that Randy doesn't love shipping it, and my dad doesn't love taking it to the post office, but if we can save you some time, save you some money, and still put our product in your hand, that's what we're going to do. So let's take a real quick break here, and then we will come back. We'll, of course, we got some questions going into the draft. We have some questions about that draft that we want to kind of see, and we'll dive into that here when we come back from this quick break.
Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle! Blow the whistle!
We like to party.
You're listening to A Good Day for Football with Chris Bustos, Nathan Bedard, David Kroboff, and Troy Warren.
Alfonso known as a guy who falls in the bathtub and bites into bubbles.
Hi, I'm Andrew Luck. I like ball.
Let's go out here! Let's go!
Oh!
Hey.
Oh!
Dominate!
It's compelling.
Some bias.
He's a cover girl.
Oh!
Touchdown, Dallas.
Do it. All right. Let's get in there. All right. Welcome back. Let's dive into a little, of course, we're going to dive into a little NFL talk, but Randy asked the question, what are you cooking for the first round of the NFL draft? I asked that question to Randy. What are you cooking for the first round of the NFL draft, which is next Thursday, by the way?
That's right.
So what you cooking, Randy? Because I need to know if I need to come over or not.
I don't know yet. I'll post it after I cook it.
You probably will, Jer. I think since you're looking into getting the steak competitions, I think you need to do a little steak practice if you're going to ask me. I'm with Chris.
Buy the steaks and come on over.
I live in an apartment. We can't grill out. It's like it's
That's right.
They're frowned upon if you just go outside to smoke a cigar or something. They look at you funny, but your dog can poop right in front of my door, and it's okay.
Good point. I mean, I guess they have the communal one down there, but I don't know. I cooked on it once.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I don't know, but
Yeah, I feel you.
layers and layers of stuff. But that's what I think. For me, it would be steak, or I mean, I know brisket's hard, but even like a brisket, doing like some brisket nachos or something like that. I would even, settle for some good old fashioned hot dogs on draft day. Something that gets me feeling like I'm in a stadium with a nice cold beer.
Yeah.
And
Do you
see what
guys
they
ever
do.
do you dig on those like the different types of chicken sausages, or you can get those from the grocery store? I don't know if you ever tried any of those.
Yeah, I've tried some of them.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I'm always into just trying different sausages. Like last weekend, not last weekend, the weekend before when I went to Houston, I picked up some Philly cheesesteak sausage.
Ooh,
Really good.
wow, that sounds awesome.
So I'm into anything that catches my eye. I was like, oh, wait a minute, what's that?
What about a
Yeah,
brioche
that's right.
bun? You guys into brioche buns? Have you ever had that on your hot dog or sausage?
I have not.
Oh, what?
A brioche
That-
bun. It's absolutely amazing.
I hate to do this because we supposed to be family, but you can't even spell brioche.
I'm telling you, you guys got to try it. It is absolutely amazing. Takes it to another level. And I know that's what you guys are all about, is just taking it to another level. And it really does that.
Yeah, no, I've never had it before. I've seen it, but I've never Never tried it before.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm going to be on air during the draft, so I won't be able to cook too much. But we'll be doing the live draft. We'll be following along, giving our reactions, and kind of, playing, try to see what we think that is going to happen as they come up. Obviously what the Cowboys are going to do. And more as we get closer and closer to the draft, you're hearing more and more about Jerry's fascination with Mr. Pitts from Florida. So you never know. I don't know if he'll be there by the time we get to pick, but if he's there, that might be the one.
But let's ask the question. You're bringing it up. I'm seeing too many rumors about them moving down, which scares me. Because even if Pitts isn't there, Surtain or somebody that would help us is going to be there at 10. Now, if we can get moving down, you're not going to get, how much picks are you going to gain? How much, if we move down to, let's say, 17th, that always seems to be where we draft. That's so. If we move down to there, what could we get? Do you think we could get?
I feel like if we do that, there's some options there. At the cornerback position, there's also Jeremiah Kamara Owusu, who's a linebacker / safety that played at Notre Dame. He actually played D-line, linebacker, and safety. He's very, very talented. That might be somewhere we look as well. And just depending on how things shake out, you might see somebody fall, or that maybe you take a chance on a guy like Caleb Farley, who we know had back surgery but has been touted as the best cornerback in the draft. So there's definitely some options with trading back. But I kind of agree with you. I feel like there's just too many options there at 10 that doesn't really warrant us trading back. We already have a pretty solid team. We don't need, too much. We're not in a position where we need, to stack up picks. We already have 10 picks, so moving back in the draft, I feel isn't going to help you as much as taking somebody at 10.
Yeah. I still think they're going to trade back.
Yeah. It's definitely possible.
I don't think the tight end's going to be there. Knowing Jerry, when his first guy's not there, he tells him just to trade back and just takes whatever trade.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm fine with them getting anyone on the defensive side of the ball or on linemen. I think lineman, left tackle is what you really need. I know year one's probably going to be a backup, but you need someone to protect your investment.
Absolutely.
I think you basically, with the Cowboys, they screw themselves by giving Dak too much, with the no trade clause, the not being able to franchise tag him now. So you have 4 years of, you have to pay him the money, or 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. So now at this point, you have to keep him upright. You have to keep him healthy. So you have to invest in the line. First and foremost is what I think. Because if you want to win the Super Bowl, you got to keep your quarterback healthy. You can't do it with a backup. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done, because Philadelphia proved us wrong years ago by doing it. But I think with a healthy quarterback, healthy offensive line, our defense, with the talent we got now, I think we should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what we have on offense already, especially with Dak coming back. I agree with you. I think we could use a lot of help on the defensive side of the ball. We definitely took a step back last year, and with a couple of pieces that we get in the first couple of rounds, especially if we get some more equity with the trade back, you can definitely see that defense bounce back. We got a new defensive coordinator. I would love to see that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And there's so much, like you said, there's so much that they can get at 10. You never know. I think, honestly, Jerry has to step back and let, not Jerry, but who's the other one?
Steven?
Will McClay?
Yeah, Will McClay do his thing.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't want it, but, I've heard a lot where if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl, let's say the next 2-3 years, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are honestly you going to say built the team? Jerry, Steven, or Will McClay? And 99% of the fans are going to say, well, Will McClay. He's the one that's in the locker room. He's the one that put the talent there. So let him do his thing. Let his scouts do the thing. Let Mike McCarthy and his coaching staff tell you who they want. With Jason, we were basically telling him, this is who you're getting. He needs to step back and listen to the coach and let the coach decide.
Yeah, totally.
Well, inside thoughts. So, but you brought up Dak and protecting him. Now, I know one thing we've watched during the games, and we want him to kind of scramble a little bit when he has an open field. With his injury, do you see him maybe not doing that moving forward? He's a little bit more reserved going forward because he'll be afraid to get hurt, or this is going to happen, or that's going to happen if I do that. So do you,
I just don't see that. Yeah, for me, I just think that that's not really in his DNA. He's the kind of guy that is always going to fight for that extra yard. He's going to try to do those things and make the smart decision, do the slides, throw the ball away, do those types of things. But I think his initial instinct is to fight for those extra yards, and that's kind of what happened on that play.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we always wanted. Even with Romo, we wanted him to scramble, but we wanted them to know when it's time to throw the ball away and when it's time to run. Don't take sacks when you don't need a sack. Just throw it away.
Right.
2nd and 10 is a lot better than 2nd and 15. Save you some yards, especially when a lot of the times when Dak was in the game, he's getting rushed, and you're having to throw real quick. But don't take those sacks, especially when you got 6 yards you have to go to get the first down. Throw that ball away and live to fight another day.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, the very beginning of the season, he may be a little timid. But I hope he comes out with that passion and that drive to say, you know what, I'm going to shut everybody up. This is my time to prove that I am worth this money. And not just, I just wanted money. Your agents wanted to get you the big money. They get you the big money. Now it's time for you to prove it. If you want to be a legend here in Dallas, especially with the organization, you're going to have to go out there and prove it. And you're going to have to do it. Records don't mean nothing. Romo has a lot of records, and that don't mean nothing. He's not going to go down as one of the best quarterbacks in franchise histories. It's time for you to go out there and do it. Get up there with Starback and Aikman.
You gotta win
in that conversation.
Absolutely.
So I just saw this in this mock draft. It's been out a couple of days, I think is what the thing says. And it had us, and I was brought up the trade. It had us trading to the Patriots. So we would be trading down to, I think, 15th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is what it had. And it had the Patriots were getting our draft. They drafted Mac Jones, the QB that they wanted. We drafted back down, but we still had Patrick Surtain from Alabama. We got him back down at that spot.
At 15?
Now, if we could do something at 15, I don't see that.
I don't see any of that happening. I don't see Mac Jones getting down to 10, and I definitely don't see Patrick Surtain going down to 15. I don't see him going.
If we don't pick him, the Giants could skip them, who are right after us. And then the sad thing is, I don't see him going past either the Giants or the Eagles. They both.
Yeah, exactly. I could definitely see him going to the Eagles. His father played for the Eagles. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I wouldn't see him dropping to 50. They have him picking up Micah Parsons, a linebacker. Like I said, I don't know if I buy this one because I don't see him fall into 15. But we didn't see CeeDee Lamb fall that far. Think he would fall that far last year, and he fell all the way down there. So
the same thing with Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people fall. I mean, you never know. Sometimes people have the inside scoop that we don't know. Like recently, we were on the same show asking, why the Cowboys released a certain player, defensive end, who killed it last year, and lo and behold, what happens this week? The dude has a warrant out for his arrest for the same thing he got suspended for. So I mean, you never know. Sometimes it's character issues. Sometimes they just tell the teams, I just don't want to play for you. Like the whole Eli thing.
Yeah.
Sure. Do I think we're going to get that quarterback at 15? I don't think so.
I don't think we'd get him at 50. If we move back, I think it's moving back to pick up an offensive lineman or something like that. I don't see us moving up to go get Pitts, even though I think, like I said, that's just me wanting. I just think, okay, we can never have enough offense, but you see how much a good tight end can do for you. It did wonders for Aikman. It's done wonders for Mahomes. It's done wonders for all of them. I mean, even Aaron Rodgers, you mentioned him. He's had some of his best games when he's throwing to tight end. Now, they may not run 80. They're not going to get a big yardage like that, but look at Kettle out there in San Francisco, and the one in Minnesota. I forget his name off the top of my head, but those are guys that you definitely can make a difference. That they forget. I mean, Witten did it for years. Just little bitty outs, give me the first down and move on, and let's move the chains from there. So another thing I want your opinions on is it looks like they're going to pass the whole rule about changing your numbers. So quarterbacks can wear 1 through 19, receivers can wear 1 through 49 or 80 to 89, running backs the same, tight ends the same, defensive backs 1 through 49, linebackers is 1 through 59 or 9 through 99, offensive linemen would be 50 through 79. So I don't think there's changes too much. And then defensive line would be 50 through 79 or 90 through 99. So if they're able to do that, do some of these players want to move numbers? I know CeeDee Lamb said he didn't want to change his number from 88, but Jalen Smith came out and said he did. What was that?
CeeDee Lamb, did he say he did or didn't?
He didn't. He said, I remember when they came out there with 2, I could have swore I saw a thing on Twitter saying, no, he wants to keep 88. He wants to keep that tradition alive. But I could be mistaken. And if I am, somebody correct me, please. But what do you think? I mean, does you give Jalen Smith number 9 or you start changing these guys' numbers to do it? Or do we look forward in the future?
I mean, I say go for it. I mean, who was it? There was someone years ago that wore 22 for the Cowboys. And we had someone to wear 21 with Dion, and then, someone wears 54, for Randy White and all this. I mean, they want to wear a certain number because, they love that number from college or they've had it their whole lives, and whatever the case may be, let them.
But like an icon, let's say like Derrick Henry. What is he, number 22 or something like that?
Yeah.
He changes his number to 2, which he wore at Alabama. That would be weird, wouldn't it? I mean, you bought this guy's jersey and now you got to buy another one, or I know they have.
That's the reason. I feel like that's the reason why they're kind of thinking about doing this. It's just another way for the NFL to generate some more money.
Yeah, because you got to remember last year they lost a lot of money in tickets, so they're trying to make up their money now in whatever way they can.
But let's be real. I mean, anybody who is into wearing jerseys, collects jerseys, I mean, they're going to want that jersey anyway. Like the people who don't, who aren't into that stuff is going to wear their old ass jersey. They're probably wearing one now. They're probably wearing a Witten jersey of the game or, whatever.
Still got my Romo jerseys.
There you go.
I mean, I go to games and I'll wear my Des Bryant jersey.
Yeah.
I think one year we went and I wore my Roy Williams 11 jersey. Same thing when we go to Ranger games. I had a pink Blaylock number 9 jersey for the longest time, and I'd wear that.
He did. Yeah. He bought it the year he got traded or whatever. It was very funny. I was like, oh, he's going nowhere. And 3 months later, he got traded. But my thing with jerseys, I'm with you. If people are going to buy it, they're going to buy it. But I don't buy my jerseys. I can honestly say all the jerseys I have, either my parents have bought me, an ex bought them, whether it's a shirt jersey, somebody's bought it. It's just like, oh, Junior's a Cowboy fan. That's the go-to for all my stuff. So when I come up with Christmas lists or birthday gifts or whatever, I'm like, no Cowboy stuff. No Cowboy stuff. I got to ask for other stuff because that's the go-to. It's like, you're going to, let's just get him a jersey. Okay, well, who do you want? Okay, well, let me tell you what I want. So, But yeah, so if for me, I just don't know if I would spend the money. I'm cheap like that, but I don't know if I would spend the money on it. But I don't know. But seeing a linebacker with the number 5 or the number 9 or 8 or something would be kind of cool. I mean, especially if that's what they wore in college and that you had their college jersey in it or something to keep the same number moving forward would be would be pretty cool.
I'd definitely be down for Jalen to be wearing that number 9. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, and then I think what Zeke said he wanted number 10 or something like that.
Let's go.
I thought who wanted 4?
Michael Gallup.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Well, I mean, what was Dak? Dak was 4 at Mississippi State, I do believe. If I'm not mistaken.
He's keeping that number.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pay him pretty big bucks for that. And that's the thing I think some people don't realize is a lot of these numbers that, I want this number, and well, this guy had it last year. Well, they got paid to give up their number. So that's one of the things that's pretty cool when it's moving forward with that. But so before, because this is the last time we'll talk before, and I mean, we'll certainly be listening to your show come draft day next Thursday for round 1. Who do you have the Cowboys taking? Who we got? Who you picking? Final picks.
I am going with Patrick Surtain. That's Randy. I think that, or like my hope, if I could choose for the Cowboys, I would take Stanley. I would take the tackle. But I just feel like that's just not sexy enough for the Cowboys, and they're gonna take Pitts if he's there. I don't think he'll be there, so I say Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, I would say that. I hope they get a left tackle though.
Yeah,
that's my hope.
Me too. What about you, Junior?
I would say Surtain, but yeah, the left tackle is not bad. What's his dude? Let me see. I just saw his name from
either Stanley,
I think he's going to go earlier.
Or the you're talking about?
I think it was Stanley.
Penei Sewell. It's either Stanley or Sewell. Those are the top two tackles.
Sewell. That's who if I had to put, like, if we were going to move up, obviously I would love Pitts, but if we were going to move up truly to help the ball club, it would be to go get Sewell. I think he's your left tackle moving forward. You can certainly, like I said, Tyron's going to get hurt. It's unfortunately that's just the nature of the business with him lately. So he can fill in. He doesn't have to come in and start right away, but he can come in and definitely help that left tackle position and help us in that offensive line getting back to where we need to be. Would be my pick, but like I said, I think he'll be gone by the time they pick if they don't move at all, which probably Jerry won't do. Like I said, unless if he's wanting Surtain and he's gone already, then I think I'm with you, Randy. I see us then moving down. But my pick at 10 would be Surtain, and it wouldn't even be if he's there, bam, done.
Heck yeah, pair him up.
Yeah.
Pair him up with Diggs, man. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Now, let's switch subjects real quick. Did y'all hear about that they may do a super league for college football?
I did not hear this.
Heard about soccer.
Yeah, that fell through.
Well, it's basically the same people who own the Super League for soccer are looking into doing a Super League for college football.
Nice.
So they did their 15, which basically would get in as of right now. They picked, of course, Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Florida. This school, I don't know why, but because of the history, Florida State.
Yeah, don't piss me off here.
Georgia, LSU, Miami, Michigan. I don't know how the hell this school got in either, Chris. Notre Dame.
That's right, because we've been in the damn playoffs every year that they've started.
Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, Texas, and USC. So basically, your top 15 programs over the past.
I didn't hear no Texas.
Texas was in there.
Was they? Okay. First of all, I'm with you here. I love Florida State. I love my team. how are we in it lately? We ain't done it. We ain't even been in the toilet bowl the last couple of years. I mean, he's building a program. He's coming up, and they've got some recruits coming back. And this year, we could turn things around and maybe make, I don't know, the peanut butter bowl or whatever you want to call it. I don't think we make the playoff or anything like that. Yeah, whatever the Mighty Ducks bowl, whatever you want to call it. But Texas is building a big program. As much as I hate to do it, I have to give Notre Dame some credit. I thought, let's see what they do when they're in a conference. They came in, they owned it pretty good. Clemson's going to be good. But like I said, with Notre Dame, okay, cool. Regular season, you got to match up. You're going to do good. We know what's going to happen come postseason time. They're going to act like they don't know how to play football again and go from there. But I would be all for Super League like that. That would be good. Me personally, if you don't want to do the Super League, expand the playoffs. Yeah. Why can't you do it? Why do we have to wait 3 weeks for 2 teams to play and then another week? We can continue to keep playing football. And that's what's funny, because I got in this argument at work when we were still at work. And they said, well, the toll it takes on a body. And I said, they only play, 11 games and then a bowl game and then maybe. So they play, 13 games maybe that season? To win a high school state championship here in the state of Texas, you have to play 16 games. So why can't these college kids play another 3 games? They're going to have to play 19, 20, whatever in the NFL if they want to make it to the NFL. So they might as well start preparing their bodies now for that toll. That's just, like I said, my 2 cents on it. But we'll see. But, I mean, like I said, Oklahoma in that list, because I would think
it's basically
the SEC and a few other teams.
It was basically all the top teams in the top 5 conference. And that's something they were saying is, if you're a little school like someone who's always, goes undefeated, you're not going to have a chance. You got to be in a top 5 program or conference. So maybe A&M gets in. Let's say if they do it, after this year, A&M could get in. You could see Notre Dame or Texas not get in. The way that I think some of them were kind of discussing how it should be is the top 15 teams in the country playing each other. So, of course, college football will have their own, and they would go and say, okay, these top 15 teams are going to come, and now you're going to play each other, just like the Super League in soccer. Have that kind of same concept and generate more money for the schools, which would be kind of cool, but I don't know when it would go. But I think it'd be cool just to see.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to get it down on pen and paper, like you're saying, and see. But I think the simple thing, expand the playoffs a little bit, put it 8, 16 teams or something like that. You're always going to have a team that's going to complain they didn't get in and they deserve to get in. They have 68 teams in basketball, and there's always that one that's still going to complain. So I would say, like I said, expand it. You're going to let it up because you never know. Teams get hot late in the season. Are they scheduled Alabama, a schedule that was done 8 years ago, and now they run into that right off of the first round, and then they're done because they got destroyed by Alabama or Ohio State or something like that. But then they win the rest of the remaining games, and they don't even have a shot.
That's where I give Notre Dame credit. Is Notre Dame for the longest time they always played the top 25 of the best teams.
Yep.
Even like last year, they played. How many were in the top 25? About half of their roster.
Because of the fact that they're independent, they're not beholden to their shitty conference like some of you guys other teams.
Yeah.
So they can play whoever they want.
You look at Alabama. Besides Texas A&M, Auburn.
Exactly.
Who do they play? That's why it kills me every time they say, "Oh well."
Vanderbilt.
The SEC is the best conference in the league. Well, who do they play?
Alabama State.
Besides all those schools, who do they play? Sometimes LSU may go out and play somebody. Sometimes A&M will go out and play somebody. You look at now, before Herman left, they were trying to schedule all these big conferences, these big games, because that's how he's going to test your team. Because if you get into
the program.
Yeah, if you get into the playoff, Well, guess what? You're going to have to play one of those 3 other good teams. So if you've already played one of them or went up against someone and beat them, you can do it again. Or, you can beat someone of that caliber versus playing, Lubbock High School, Princeton.
Princeton Panthers playing the Little Lamb Lobos. No, I agree, and that's the thing. I would love to see that. I mean, Notre Dame, I will give them. They do a great job with it. They may schedule, South Bend High School as a tune-up game or something, but they usually only have one scrub team that you're going to play against. Yeah. They play their rivals, Purdue or something every year that you just can't help it if they're bad or something like that.
Yeah, there's a few.
Sometimes they're good, and you're gonna have those that even like that. Like somebody will schedule Texas, or right now you schedule Florida State. You're like, oh man, there's gonna be a tough game. But lately, it hasn't been a tough game. It's been kind of a walk in the park when you're playing them. But you never know. That year could be the year they turn it around, and now you're playing a top-ranked team. So. I would like it. I mean, like I said, I give my hat to Notre Dame during the regular season, but it's just postseason. I'm sorry, I don't know what happens to your school, Chris. I don't know.
It was the same thing like Oklahoma when they get in the playoffs. They choke.
They lose to the 2 best teams in college football. It's either Clemson or it's Alabama. Give me a break. They beat everybody else,
but they lose bad.
Okay.
Yeah,
they lose bad. It's not losing. If
like when Oklahoma played LSU, that game was over.
Oh my god!
That game turned out like their head coach's brisket that he cooked.
I saw that.
I hear a crying kid, but no, for sure. I'm gonna have to look at that. That's gonna be some interesting things going on. Like I said, that's interesting. College football rolling around. That's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see. Maybe we'll drop next episode. We'll drop a little UFC talk in it as well if we have time. But I love doing stuff like that. By the time this airs, there would have already been a big UFC fight. So checking out that probably this weekend. But we'll see. Randy, any final thoughts?
None that I can think of. I just want to ask one question. If you could tailgate at any game, anywhere, where would it be? You can pick any game, whether it's college football, baseball, football, whatever it is.
I'd have to say an LSU game for me. Just to get all that Cajun food, the mud bugs.
Yeah. That boudin.
Hey, man, I had my pick to that. Why did you got to do something like that? I don't know. Tailgating's so much fun. I just want to do it again. We haven't done it in a while. Of course, you go into the game, but it would definitely be a college game. I probably would say, if you could, I don't think you can, but I think if you really could, to tailgate, have party to get going, would be Texas OU, just that kind of game before. You've got the fair, of course, but minus the fair aside, but just to have that, what's going to go on, and there's going to be trash talk between both things. But to tailgate for something like that, I think would be pretty fun for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would say either that or maybe like an LSU Alabama game would be kind of cool.
That'd be really cool.
LSU Ole Miss, throw it a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think any kind of like that rivalry game would be pretty cool.
Yeah, maybe not you're probably not going to go to the game because the ticket price is going to be expensive, but just the tailgate would be kind of cool.
Well, yeah. Remember, we looked for the LSU Texas game that year, and tickets for basically the sitting up in the lights were ridiculous. So I was like, okay, we're not going to go to that game. But so, all right, for sure. Of course, when this will air, it'll be the week when we get out there. The draft's coming up Thursday, the 29th at 7:30. Chris, where can they catch your show to get all their draft?
You can catch us. Actually, we'll be doing the live stream on Facebook. So go to A Good Day for Football on Facebook, and you'll be able to find us there.
Awesome. From there, how would you say?
I said, don't want to miss it.
That's right.
Don't miss it. I'm gonna listen to that because, like I said, you listen to some of these ones. I can only do so much. I love the fan, but I can only do so much of them. And all
You never know who will pop in.
Hey.
You never know. They always surprise you with the special guest with the little thing. So, I've heard even the Queen would pop her head from time to time, Queen of England. But so he knows what I'm talking about. She's popped her head in from time to time. It's a lot of fun. They have fun with it, just like we have fun, because that's what it's about. We try to have fun, and this is what, like I said, this is what Friday night we were drinking. This is what we talked about, who the Cowboys were going to draft and stuff. So it was just interesting from there. But it was a great thing. Randy, any final thoughts before we put a close to episode 12?
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. All of our social media sites. Of course, order our barbecue sauce, BigSalinasBarbecue.com, or pick it up in stores. We honestly rather y'all pick it up in stores because when they buy it more, we rather ship out a case versus a bottle. That's what we've always told them. So buy it from one of the 13 stores now. Maybe more will come. Stay tuned. And of course, as always, give our stuff a try. See if you get hooked off that big taste, big flavor, Big Salinas.
There it is. And of course, whatever you do, no matter what you do, be safe. Be safe out there, especially with the craziness that this world will bring you from time to time. Definitely go check us out. If you have a store that you want us to go into, a local store that you like to shop at, whether it's a mom and pop shop, but it doesn't have to be barbecue, and you want us to help that store out by giving them a shout out, definitely notify us, give us a call, hit us up on the social media, or go online to our contact page on the website at Big Salinas Barbecue and say, hey, can you shout out this store of mine, or even my buddies or mine or whatever, just to help me get a little bit more people in there. We're more than happy with that. And of course, check us out anywhere podcasts are available. You can listen to this and definitely get those questions in. And of course, when you're out there cooking or doing anything, eating, do it with love, do it with passion, do it with your whole heart. And we at Big Salinas Barbecue will see you down the road.
The original 5 levels are big, healthy, husky, fluffy, and damn. People ask, what could be bigger than damn?